But let's get into it. So we were on Voss, and this is one of my favorite places to be. Not so much the planet. That's the weird thing. The planet's okay. I kind of know where everything is. But I love the Voss people. I really wish they were part of the playable characters. So that way we could, you know, play as a Voss. If so, then I would play probably the whole thing all over again, just as a Voss for each class. There we go. So we're off to speak to... We got to do the trials. And when we do the trials, that allows us to... yeah, so this little temple area here, they tell us about what's involved in the trials. We have to get everything ready for the trials. Then we do the trials, and then that's how you finish the planet. So anyway, let's go to our fast travel. Yeah.
Our quest is vain.
How come I'm not seeing that on my... Oh, did I do that? I must... Did I accidentally hit that? Hold up. Was that a redeem? Because I have my...
Our quest is vain.
I must have accidentally pressed that. Sometimes Dave will come in here and say that. 1 second.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
So last night when we were freeing Torian from the Genoherodin, you don't remember who the Genoherodin is. They're basically I don't want to call them neutral, but they influence the powers within the galaxy. So if one group appears to be swaying the balance of power too much in one direction, they try to make sure that that is not overweight in one direction. We see them in Knights of the Old Republic in the game, and we are doing missions for them. That's one of the missions I was working on, and we'll come back to the Knights of the Old Republic when I have a better voice, because I have a hard time just speaking more than a couple sentences without coughing, and there's tons of things I have to read in that. But the Genoherodin are more like they're not a mercenary group. They just kind of work on their own, but they try to always make sure that the balance of power is not necessarily in the middle, but not overly weighed to one side, good or bad, or neutral. I mean, lawful or evil, whatever, Sith, Republic, whatever. They just try to make sure it doesn't get overly balanced. And so they took Torian because they had a mission, the Genoherodin, to take us out. So they may have seen that we were doing too much to influence that balance, which is interesting. So this one said, error 449, sender ID missing. Impressive is the subject. And that mess you left on Hoth is one of the most costly setbacks in our organizational history. To use so many operatives seemed excessive, but it was obviously insufficient. We've learned a lot more about your capabilities. However, it's hard to attach a value to that. Don't think you've discouraged us. Your removal is still quite profitable, and we will not make the same mistake twice. So that's the Genoherodin. Anyway. Just interesting. A little bit of background lore.
Outsider, my master saw you were coming. He awaits in the cloister of meditation.
There's someone else I need to find. Another outsider woman. Seen her?
My master knows of whom you speak. You will see him.
Yeah, I'll see him.
The cloister of meditation is near, but secluded. Follow the silence.
We're almost at level 45, and I need to find out if there's any more combat abilities we get at 45. I think it's at 48 though, but I'll look. Yeah, this whole like temple thing and everything, it's just, I always like coming here. It's they build so much, and you know, not to use it is, it's fine because it just builds immersion, but it's just so interesting. That's why I said I really wish the boss were just a playable character. There's so much here.
Pilgrims are so few now, and outsiders.
I'm looking for another pilgrim. Your messenger said you'd know what I mean.
The visionary without visions. I spoke with her. Change has come to Voss. Voss must come to change. The outsider woman you seek will be the agent of that change.
Is she planning something?
She believes coexistence with the Gormak is possible, but someone must give voice to it. I believe that voice is hers. You will not silence it.
Hey, what gives? You guys aren't supposed to be taking sides.
Stay in peace and leave in time. No harm will come unless you resist.
You break your neutrality. You'll regret it.
We are prepared for force. Restrain her. My gift is not foresight, but I see your fate is not for us to decide.
That mean you won't try anything else?
We cannot stop what must come to pass. The human woman has gone. She has left for Gormakos. Our hope goes with her.
Why stick your neck out for a stranger?
There are no words between a Voss and Gormak, only violence. The outsider woman carries an offer of peace. Commandos stand vigil over Gormakos. Their commander may witness the outsider's passing.
If word of this scuffle gets out, I'll be paying you another visit.
The fault was ours. Go in peace.
Now we get our thermal detonator at level 47, and that's, we can throw that. It's more, we can actually initiate a combat with that, so that's good. Before I've had to just dive right in, basically. So that'll work. It's also interesting that my hold on, not this character sheet. My dark side level is only at dark level 1. Lyman is negative 350. I would have thought I'd been at least level 2 at this point. I've made a couple of light side decisions, but not many. So anyway, we're off.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Creatures hated these. No more. The Gormak destroy the living. Boss and beast. Flesh and blood becomes metal and machine.
Hey, thanks.
Beast now be.
Outsider, rest. Take shelter. Return home. Only Gormak territory lays beyond.
Thanks, but trespassing comes with the job.
One outsider has already been taken by the Gormak today.
Doesn't seem like you get a lot of traffic out here.
We do not. This was unusual.
The Gormak attacked. She surrendered.
She wasn't looking for a fight.
Normally, the enemy knows only murder. The woman was taken towards the Gormak beast pens. Her fate is sealed.
Show me where they took her.
I will point out the place. Be cautious.
So I went the wrong direction, and this is up on a hill, so it kind of became problematic because I had to go all the way around just to get up here. Totally forgot about that. So we're going to go this way, and we're basically just going to go straight. But there's a lot of these Gormak that are in between, and there's lots of quests for these. There's even a heroic. I didn't pick up any of the heroics like I normally do, but I'm just going to see if I can't get through all this. When the game first came out, it was a good idea to just do all this, not because it was a grind to get your level, but they dropped gear, and it was gear that you needed. But now, it's not really like that. If you get a purple, it's just for reputation or something. And that's kind of why I'm just kind of going through the class mission, because I think these stories are really interesting. They're really good. But the reason why you're traveling so far is because you're probably going to go this direction anyway. Wait. I think I have to go the middle. Yeah. To get up through that hill. The verticality in Voss is a little... I mean, it's kind of straightforward, but you have to learn how to read the map. When you get to like the jungle area, it's a little confusing there. But this is just, you know, rock, so you can just kind of look around and say, oh, I can't get over that. So we gotta go this way. We're almost there. Like I said, I couldn't get over this, so I had to go around. And then after this, I think we have Guerrilla, unless there's some other side stuff we're supposed to be doing. Gotta go in here. And
I'm not just the pretty sidekick, Buster.
all right.
Oh boy, I don't think we're the crowd favorite.
Kimakio Vadiatochang, Amin Swan Trombobus. Say, Kidiguan Nigorvas, Don Vostaloren Kiotavoka. Anga, soy a fagor vote, Layan Sumlata.
Step up and try it. See what happens.
Vlakan Van Dau, Gatrat Vibam Laogron. Vuavaska, Bam Kin Gungham Trongwang Lao, the Chow Troksha. Ve Kum Nigo Banglang, Chofei, Chong Latamso.
Looks just like my mount.
Quantai lapwa, uwag mo naudan piukutuwa. Vlakan Vam Dau, Gatrat Vibam Laogron. Tinfu, Vuakian Joanko, Tunin Vihayampoa.
What's with all this pure, impure business?
Kumniku, why bam Louis Chotai Fai, Liangor, Sun Lam Sayo. Nigo Ward up, why Chakamran. Kumongi, why he triole. No, Vada Grosai,
We've got common interests. We should work together.
Better late than never.
I don't come that cheap. That's better. The less you have to think before you act, the better. I'll try not to lose my head.
Yeah, so we'll take a taxi there, and this might be a shorter planet for the bounty hunter than I thought, but I could be wrong. I mean, we have to go to the nightmare lanes, which can take us a while. As the Jedi Sentinel, that one took much longer than I thought it did. So we'll just see.
Do you require medical attention? Be well.
impressed.
Sure.
If it gives me something to do.
I expected we'd cross paths again, but not here. You're keeping interesting company these days, General. It's not hard to find people who share a desire for peace and prosperity. A Mandalorian wouldn't understand. I'm so close to getting these people on speaking terms, and you're about to throw it all away. For what, money? Tell me you're not that petty. You're between me and a man spouting lies. Nothing personal. I think that's a small sacrifice for peace. Nothing personal. Show her what you're made of. Wait! Cease fire! This is a losing battle. Finally dawned on you that resisting is pointless? I had to try. Now I have to deal. This is a pivotal moment in this planet's history. I won't let our squabbles get in the way. If you'll allow these Gormak to return home, I'll lay down my weapon. You're going to sacrifice yourself for perfect strangers? No. I'm going to keep them from sacrificing themselves for something as insignificant as my life. Jedi and Sith waged war here centuries ago, both manipulating these people into fighting their battles for them. It's all painted here on these walls. Now, we've come full circle. These people deserve better than to be exploited by galactic politics. Give them a fighting chance. Sparing a couple Gormak won't change anything. Should that make a difference? Besides, you're wrong. These Gormak can challenge their leaders with the truths discovered here. If the Gormak and the Voss can reconcile their differences, they could join the galaxy on their own terms, instead of being used as fodder in this war.
There's no reason to turn this into a bloodbath, right?
The Gormak can leave, as long as they don't try anything.
You think they'll really make peace? I hope so.
Thank you. Go. Others need to know what we found here. Do what you came to do. Hold that pose.
I had her pegged all wrong.
We're done here.
Like I said, the Jedi Sentinel was a lot more in depth. We had to do a lot more. So let's go back to the Ambassador, and that should clear up this planet, which is a nice change of pace. Like I said, sometimes Voss can be very, very fast, and sometimes it can be pretty slow. But I don't mind it either way. When you do some of the heroics and some of the stuff beyond, like the Shadow Revan and the Eternal Empire and stuff, Voss opens up a little bit more. There's other areas you can go to, but for right now, we're just doing it like this, and I think this is it. I'd be shocked if he said go somewhere else now this came up or whatever, but we'll see. We'll see.
I've captured General Redrish.
You're back. Oh, I hadn't heard one word since you left for the trials. I thought she'd got the best of you. I suppose no news is good news in this case. If you'd raised any suspicion capturing her, I'd have heard about it. Whatever General Redrish's plans were, it seems we've avoided the fallout.
I'm sure my payment will reflect the extra care.
This is the most relieved I've felt in months. I might even actually sleep tonight. Take this with my gratitude. It'll complement the sum of credits Darth Tormund sent quite nicely.
Your gratitude is appreciated, Ambassador.
I'll send word of your success to Darth Tormund promptly. Farewell.
And also what I really like is that when you have a sleep bonus going on, because if you rest in a cantina or your ship, you get rest bonus when you come back.
Please use all products only as intended.
You don't just consume it. What actually ends up happening is that you get your rest bonus, but it pushes over the surplus over. So I only had about this much on my thing for rest bonus before turning all this in. And since I've added my levels, it's just kind of like caught up to that. But it doesn't like just fill up to that point and end. It travels with you for the most part. I mean, you can catch up to it, but it doesn't just like say, okay, here's the line in the sand, you meet it. It just goes with you. So so you're able to kind of push your levels a little bit faster.
Be well.
We need to go to our ship's hollow terminal. So let's go there.
Something on your mind?
Family. Not much of Clan Kadera left. Aren't close either. Got spread out after the schism.
What schism?
Crusader schism. What they called the war between the clans. Ordo, Kelborn, Etera. They all recovered. Think it was a shame they kept us apart. Feud settled now. Maybe it's time. Scene 15. Been thinking about something Corridan said. Thought he'd be seeing some real action again soon. You think he meant it? Or was that just talk?
He's your friend. You'd know better than I would.
Corridan means what he says, mostly. Unless he's trying to impress a pretty girl, of course. Almost hope he's wrong. This armor might not be up to a decent fight.
Said not many people playing Uprising. They're quite fun. Uprising. What's your main class? Oh, sorry, I missed your message earlier. Igor. Yeah, my main is a Sork, Inquisitor Sork, but it's only my main because it's the only one I've gone to the very end. Every time a new chapter comes out, I do that on that character. And I did the most recent one about a month ago or so. No, not a month is too long. Maybe like 3 weeks ago. And, but I've done every single class and story. I have every single class up to level 70 and above. My second one that I play the most is just for me is my Marauder. But I'm just doing the class stories for, you know, we do one class story, then another class story. When I get done with them, then we'll probably move on to things like the Hug Cartel and Shadow Revan and the Eternal Empire and all that other stuff. Same here. Main Inquisitor Sork maxed out 433 item score. Really, I think I'm at 426, maybe 422. I don't really know. Or 322. Yeah. I don't really look. I don't really keep up with it. They kind of hid the whole, and it's a good and bad thing, because if you understand how it works, then that's good. And just by playing the game, you get those tech fragments that you can convert, but that's a very gacha game way of doing it. So if you played gacha games in the past, like Genshin Impact and, you know, Honkai Star Realm, that's how you do it. Everything's locked behind converting this to convert that to convert this to convert that, and it's meant to be very convoluted, so that way you kind of pay to win to kind of just like say, well, I just want that, you know. And that's not really how this game's done, so it's kind of an odd choice to do it that way, but it's fine, you know. Still 343 item well, 344 in legendary, so 340 max, right? It's an insane grind. Yeah, but it's doable. I mean, if you're doing operations regularly, you're going to get there pretty fast, but and you'll have some unique gear, but you can, you know, you can be very capable just by doing, you know, daily stuff. You don't have max gear, you get shredded in PvP, right? Which I never do PvP. The only PvP I did was the space battles. I kind of suck at HUD ball, so.
That's some kind of hint that you want to buy new armor?
Not something you can buy. Mandalore gave you a piece of Beskar Gom, didn't he? Should be made of Beskar. Only our people can work it.
Never heard of it. Why is it important?
It's stronger than Durasteel. Can take lightsaber hits if it has to. Can't find better. This can wait. We ought to get to work.
Arenas and war zones. I never got into Galactic Starfighter. That's probably the only thing I did. And what I liked about it, it wasn't just a skill thing. You could upgrade your ship. So you could actually not have... But see, the thing is, people tend to, in this game, be all PvP and don't really play the regular game, which, you know, whatever, it's fine. Or they don't touch PvP at all. So you just have these two camps. And there's not really a bridge there. But I really like the Starfighter stuff. Like I said, you could upgrade your ship. You could get better shields. You could get better weapons. And had all different types of ships. So just because you upgraded this didn't mean that it applied toward the ship that you were using, you know?
I caught
Story
up with
errors
that
as
old
well.
associate from the blockade run. Old Quan and I had a nice little chat. He was surprised to see me, to say the least.
Can you trust him to keep quiet about your new identity?
Oh, I'd say he'll remain mum on the subject indefinitely. Don't give me that look. I bought his last round. Before I had to end Quan's retirement prematurely, I convinced him to fill me in on some gaps in our history since the blockade run. When the Hutts came looking for their return investment, Hylo Viz smuggled herself off to Republic space with the help of another free trader.
And it's really great kind of coming back to the story, because stories like his story about Hylo Viz and the connection there, the original trailers for this game before the game came out, I have a little intermission lore thing for that, has mentioned Hylo Viz in quite a bit. So when you see her in the Eternal Empire, in the Eternal Throne portion, to me she was like a new character, but then I totally had forgotten that they had referenced her so many times prior to that. So I just thought that was kind of neat, you know. A new engine will bring a bright future for the game. They're still working on the game. I've got all Dark Side origin stories. I'm going to play Republic at some point. I mean, I've done them all. I have the legendary thing around my thing, but I on this bounty hunter, I just put the pipeline flare or whatever it's called. But yeah, I have the legendary thing, so I have all the buffs that kind of come with it too. So one thing I've complained about this game over and over, and they'll never hear the end of me complain about it, is that the quick travel slots don't carry over from player to player. It used to be that if you did it in the account, you had access to it. As long as you found it on that player, then you always had access to it. So it would have made doing this stuff, the class storytelling, a little bit faster. It's not a really big deal, but I don't know why they got rid of it.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
More than you think. I know the guy. Technically, so do you. Remember Zale Barrows? She cut a deal with that twerp to hide her on Belsatis. If she's still stuck there, this is my chance to swoop in to the rescue. I've got to go after her.
I wish they made Legacy level bigger in level 50 a long time ago. Yeah, you hit level 50. Yeah, I know. I did too, pretty much when the game pretty much added Legacy. I mean, I was already there. I'd been doing a lot of stuff when the game first came out with my wife, and we had just done all the quests and everything together. So I maxed out my social, I maxed out my legacy, I maxed out everything just right away. Had some cool stuff for it. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do to kind of like add those little things, but it's kind of hard if you're a new player coming in saying, wow, this is almost too much. But I kind of get it. Like, once you understand what this stuff does and that stuff does, then you can find out at end game, like, oh, I didn't know that this did that. You know, that's kind of cool.
It seems like you owe her a lot more than that.
An 8.0.
But it's a start.
It's kind of a big deal.
If I don't make it, well, thanks.
We'll see.
I don't think Tiresias
hope
would have
so.
ever gotten this opportunity.
Brand new engine, that's a lot of work. I just hope they don't make it. I do like the assets in this game.
A while ago, I wasn't exactly in a talkative mood. My little pipe dream involving Hilo went about as you'd have expected.
It's kind of like people like playing World of Warcraft because they actually love the assets, and I do like that aesthetic. The aesthetic that they did in that game is really good. A lot of people had complained about this game when it first came out because of the aesthetics and the time, but I always liked it. I always liked this art style. It wasn't super realistic. It didn't try to go the way of like Star Wars Galaxies, because I played a lot of Star Wars Galaxies. It didn't try to go down the route of like EverQuest. It didn't try to go down the route of some of the more realistic MMOs like Lord of the Rings Online and stuff. And I wouldn't say that those were realistic, but you know what I'm saying. It's a little bit more. It's not as animated, I guess. I do like this art style though, so hopefully they don't change that too much. It became like a woke guard. I don't know about woke. I think I stopped playing at Cataclysm because at that time when they changed the world, I was like, I don't know if you needed to do that. They were trying to tell a story, but they kept changing the lore, so they kept retconning over and over, and I'm a big lore person. It's like, well, you can't say that didn't happen because now this, so it could fit your narrative, and now you have a conflict of this and this, and now you're saying that never existed because you had to destroy it, and it was never there, and it's just, I just stopped it at Cataclysm. It was just too much.
Didn't find her?
No, I found her. After all these years, I finally caught up with her, and she hadn't changed a bit. I found her on Belsavis in some sort of stasis chamber. It was like I just left.
At least she didn't have time to nurse an old grudge.
Yeah, maybe. Regardless, it wasn't pretty. If she'd had a blaster, she'd have shot me the moment she came to. Lucky for me, she recognized that prison wasn't the place to hash things out. She took off the first chance she got. Hardly the reunion I was looking for, but I got her out of that pit. That counts for something, right?
She'd have been stuck down there forever if you hadn't.
She deserved better than that. Hey, who needs love anyway? Thanks. If you'll excuse me, I need to create a hangover to nurse.
Okay. So, I think that might be the very end of his conversations.
Welcome back, Master. I've just...
Could be wrong.
...no plan for your culinary...
Sketch has something to say.
I've been thinking running with you ain't so bad. More downtime than I'd like, but at least it ain't like being in the can. Too much time between killings on the inside.
Played Legion, Battle for Azeroth, Shadowlands, Dragonflight, Midnight. I don't like playing it anymore. Well, I mean, that's fair. I'm not an anti-woke person at all. I mean, to me, that's just another term for just be inclusion, you know. So if you want to include players, there's nothing wrong with that. But I do have a problem with where you put your agenda over certain gameplay elements. But it's kind of like I've been playing a ton of Crimson Desert, and there's a lot of people that have said, you know, well, not a lot of people, some people have said there's not enough of this or that, and it's just the game designer choice. And so if a game designer choice is to have inclusion, that's great. But if it chooses not to, they shouldn't also be criticized. It works both ways. So you're going to have criticism if you don't include things, and you're going to have criticism if you do include things. So my perspective is create the game that you want to create. You know, if you have a vision and you meet that vision and it does the things that you want it to do, great. But people are so into hate mongering, and that's what it is. It's hate mongering, and it's for views and for clicks. And if you start getting a group of people that say, yeah, you're right, yeah, we hate that, they don't really truly believe that stuff. If you actually look at it, they're going down the path of whatever's the most hate-filled, that's the direction we're going to go. And a lot of people wanted to criticize that Crimson Desert for quite a bit, for a lot of different things. And then, like, suddenly, it's a positive reviewed game now on Steam. But that's IGN and a bunch of other people trying to lead that pack, because they don't truly believe those things. They're just actually trying to see if it fits this mold. And if it doesn't fit that mold, they have the right to criticize them, because they know a bunch of people are going to be like, yeah, it doesn't fit that mold, doesn't fit that mold, doesn't fit that mold, so let's attack it. I don't believe in that. Believe what you like, and if you don't like it, move on. If you do like it, enjoy it. You know, if I want to criticize my favorite hamburger joint because it doesn't have, doesn't meet my social preferences or my cultural preferences, then I mean, oh my God, what am I doing? You know, come on. Yeah, you're making LBG every game. It doesn't matter though. If they want to, that's their choice. You as a player have the right to vote with your dollar and say, no, I don't want to play that. Move on. When you Harry Potter, they're making Snape black. Let them. It's a cultural choice. Been doing some funny stuff with AI for it. Sure. But in the same token, a lot of people have been making, like, with mods and stuff, main characters who are brown-skinned, light-skinned for mods. It's like, if you want to do it that way, that's fine. But I don't think you should necessarily criticize for that, but I don't know why something like that has to exist. You know? It's like, that's when you start saying, now I'm questioning this group's real perspective, right? They want to add LGBTQ stuff, let them. That's their choice. It's a game design. That's inclusion. If they don't want to, then don't play it. It's your dollar. You don't have to play it. But don't let them steal your joy. You know, have your own joy. Do what you want to do. If you don't like it, move on. If you like it, play it. And there's a lot of games, you know, like, I said with Cyberpunk, I always thought it was kind of interesting that with all the immersion and everything that they have, you only have like a very limited romance options. And I could have argued that it's very it leans in one direction, but it really doesn't. But the problem is that I like I said, I think it just needed more romance options. Like, it could go either way. That's one game, and I've had some people kind of, they don't really argue. It's just more of a discussion that it's fine the way it is. You know, developers have the right. It's developer choice, and I totally am behind that. But because there's so few romance options, you didn't have to make it so limited. It's the same. It would have been the same narration for the actor either way, because you could romance, say, River. You can only romance River as a femme V. But if you wanted to romance River as male V, you should have the option, and you have other romance options if you're male V. And I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played the game. But I guess my point is, there's not very many options. So it's not like you can go find Lizzie Wizzy and say, look, I want to romance Lizzie Wizzy. A lot of games would have said, let's just make as many NPCs as romanceable, and they don't really mean anything because they don't really go anywhere with that. But Cyberpunk was one of those that it was interesting where they drew that line. But yeah, I don't really hate on stuff. I'm just sad they made WoW. That was my favorite game. I get it. Yeah, I played a ton of WoW. I mean, I was doing Molten Core when it, you know, when we were just trying to figure it out. And then when Burning Crusade came out, that just kind of blew my mind, because I'm like, did all this raiding, did all this gear grinding for what? Now I'm finding blues in the second area, Burning Crusade, and that are better than my epic purples. What the hell? I thought it was just too much of a jump. And that started that was like way back when the game first came out. that started my whole, like, I don't know. But the disadvantage WoW had with me was playing Star Wars Galaxies, because that was a real grind. And there was no, if you were part of a guild, it didn't really, you could do like big monster things, but it really was an immersive environment. You basically, like, the grind was your profession. And if you were an arms maker, an armor maker, a physician, a dancer, an architect, whatever you did, it took a while to get to that end point where you were good at what you did. And sorry, still have a cough. And to me, you were rewarded for that grind because of the things you could do. Whereas WoW was like, oh, here's your grind. Suddenly there's a DLC and your stuff is worthless. I hated that. I just hated knowing that my time was wasted. Yeah, I enjoy SWTOR more than I have in almost 2K hours. Yeah, I don't know how many hours I have in it. I've been a subscriber over 15 years, so also don't like how WoW gear becomes irrelevant in a few months each season. You put on a lot of effort. That's exactly what I was saying. To be irrelevant in SWTOR, grinding pays off. Yeah, that's exactly. You're right. That's where we're on the same boat. Yeah, exactly. I feel the exact same way. I think your grind should be rewarded. And even if it is no longer available for that season or that grouping or that level or that DLC or whatever, amp it up. Say, hey, we leveled your stats in that particular whatever, so that it's comparable to what you have. And so you're actually playing at a buff level for a while until you find something better. It's an easy fix, but they're like, oh no, your stuff is worthless. Now you got to do that grind again. Like, why? For the next DLC that's going to just make it irrelevant again? Nah. Yeah. Well, resets gear every 3 months, not every 2 years. Duration of expansion. Exactly. They're making it like the hamster wheel. Yeah, they make it very difficult.
I have no intention of winding up behind bars.
It has its ups. Best place to meet the real scum of the universe. Get connected. Lockup took me from the streets to the major leagues.
What I love about SWTOR is there's so much of this lore and this cinematic presentation that the gear is one thing, and you're right about that. But with this game, this doesn't add to my XP. This doesn't add to anything else. This is just immersion. And they added all these lines of dialogue so that you can just kind of immerse yourself into it. This is what I like about SWTOR. And plus, I'm still trying to finish off Knights of the Old Republic for the stream. I've played it dozens and dozens of times, but for the stream, I haven't finished it. But I wanted to show the connections between KOTOR and SWTOR. Yeah. I don't have that much time anymore, so if you can't enjoy the gear you grind, you're not wrong.
Black Sun wasn't good enough for you?
I'm talking about when I was just getting started. First time I got nabbed. Shared a cell with a Hutt cartel gangster once. Helped him bust out. Got introduced to the family. Had a couple good years being an enforcer before those slimy two-faced slugs tried to bump me off.
SWTOR is great. Lets you make choices that have effect in the game. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Especially later on, not so much early on. But
remember the guy Coral said was after her, Isaac, the one we were supposed to stop on Drummond Koss?
Because if you make nothing but dark side choices, people like Mako don't like you as much, but they're still with you. They're not leaving or anything. It's not like that type of game, but you can just kind of lean into it. Actually saved Arcan and Turn of the Really? Yeah. I did too the first time, and I don't know why I did it, because my Inquisitor is pretty dark, like extremely dark side. But I think I just was more curious than anything. Maybe because I hated the Emperor so much. I don't know.
Target didn't show up. Hard to forget that.
Everything else is sort of dead-ended. I thought maybe I'd try to see what I could find on him. He's SIS, no surprise there. so there's not much to find. Except for this. He's assigned to Project 32. The same project all my relatives seem to be associated with.
Yeah, you get him as a companion. Yeah, and actually a romance option too. I think I did it mainly because of Senya. I liked Senya a lot, and I think she was just going to pick a side if I didn't spare him, so I said, I guess I better.
You got any idea what that means?
I don't know yet. He's important, though, I can tell you that much. Searching for his name tripped all kinds of security, so don't be surprised if a lot of uniforms are looking for us. I think I might take up a new hobby for a while. A safer one, like, Nexu grooming.
You're still not able to do the master chapters? It's too hard. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you've done them on the regular ones, I'm sure. Pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, doing it on regulars, not bad. I will say Arcan is the one that kills T3. Oh, that's a spoiler. Sorry about that. I'm pretty sure you know that. But if you played KOTOR, you know T3, who isn't much of a companion, let's be honest. I mean, he doesn't really do anything, doesn't really say anything. He's just kind of there. He's there as the little robot R2-D2 type character, but he's the one who kills him. So, oh, hollow terminal.
My subordinates tell me that you dealt with the privateer and the Kawati woman.
There's nothing keeping the plan from moving forward.
Good. The campaign on Raban is coming to a close. I will direct my forces towards a full-scale assault on Corellia. Rendezvous with my flagship, the Tyrant, in Raban's outsystem.
I don't know, Eras, they've actually finished Legacy of the Sith. Have they finished it? Because I did the most recent one and it's not finished. I'd have to look again. Let me see here. It won't be on this one because I'm still on the basic stuff. But as far as chapters go, Fallen Empire, Eternal Throne, those are done. But what about Eras? Yeah, Legacy of the Sith. Yeah, I did this one, but it's not done. There's still a little bit to do. They updated it, but I don't think it's done. 7.9. I'll look again. I can look real quick. Let's just take a look on our main. We can kind of glance in there. This is my main. The Masters Enigma update. Okay, let me take a look. Because as far as I understood, I had already completed what was here. So this is an interlude. So there's still a little bit more. From where I'm at least. Despite this setback, Darth Jadis revealed the location of his final gambit. I did this one. And oh, I'm on the whatchamacallit, the fleet. Let's see here. Eras. Legacy, the journey will continue. Yeah. So it's still there. They haven't finished it. Conquest. Missions. Chapters. Yeah, all these are done. Let me look at Eras again. Yeah, Darth Malgus is still at large, and those who pursue the rogue Sith Lord investigate his obsession, the mysterious Darth Null. The situation is further complicated by the Empire, whose war against the Republic rages on with no end in sight, and the fractured Mandalorian clans as their civil war escalates into all-out hostilities. Allies of all kind come in to aid Incense, that's the name of this character, against enemies old and new, as escalating tensions on multiple fronts slowly weaken the Empire's iron grip on the galaxy. But no, it's a journey. There's a little bit more to this one, because when it ended, I saw what's her name, the bounty hunter again, but there's a little bit left over. Yeah, thought they did, because I haven't played this update. Yeah, I did it like I said about 3 weeks ago on stream, and so I was pretty sure they had not finished it, but there's a little bit more. And I think it's coming out this summer. That could be the end of it, but it's hard to say, because I'm not big on episodic storytelling like this, because I don't even remember the one before that. Couldn't tell you. I was trying to remember just now what I did, and I couldn't remember. So I'm not big on the episodic storytelling. Like, if you start from like this character all the way to the end, it'll be compelling because it's all there. But when you're waiting for it, I'm not. It's better than nothing. I mean, no doubt. Travel to the Tyrant. But that's just me.
I am Captain Evelyn, commanding officer of the Tyrant. You are Darth Tormund's bounty hunter?
Yeah, I forget some stuff, but some DLCs remember. Yeah, I remember those two, like Hutt Cartel, the Shadow of Revan, Eternal Empire. Just the way they drug that out. Wasn't a huge fan of that one. I like the initial stuff. I kind of got that, but it's like, how many times do I have to kill this Emperor? How many times? I wouldn't be surprised if they ended this era with suddenly the Emperor's back. I wouldn't be shocked, because they did it over and over and over.
Darth Tormund instructed me to rendezvous with the Tyrant here.
Good, pay attention, we don't have much time. Republic Special Forces slipped on board during our troop withdrawal. They've completely overrun the command decks. It won't be long before we lose the bridge. If you act quickly, we might be able to turn things around.
Darth Tormund can't handle this himself?
He went to deal with the attackers personally, but his soldiers are sealed off from the bulk of the fighting. The borders initiated a complete lockdown, trapping our defenders and the subdecks. I need you to undo their tampering. With their overrides disabled, we can unseal the lock decks from the bridge, so Darth Tormund and his soldiers can retake control.
So after you defeat him, then you defeat him again, and then you have to deal with him as far as the when you're dealing with his daughter, and she can either aid you or not. And then after Iocath, then you go back, and then it's like another spirit version of him or something that manifested, and you have to take him out there too. So I think there's been a total of 4 times you defeat him. Plus, I don't remember, but I'm thinking like in the Sith Warrior, because you become the hand, the Wrath. I think you do something related to that, but I don't think you defeat him. But it's too repetitive. It's like they had an idea for a story and they said, "Oh, but let's make it a little bit deeper. Let's make no. You just 2-3 times most." But I think it's like 4 times you have to defeat him.
Give me the where and how.
I'm transmitting the location of the ship's network junctions. Restore the systems and we can handle the rest. I've opened the docking bays.
I think twice would have been adequate.
Weapons. You can make a safe landing if you hurry. The window of opportunity is...
Now or never.
Right.
If we're going to land, we better do it before the boarders get the turbo lasers back online.
And it just like you have eternal, you lose eternal feel and gravestone. Lines just makes no sense. Then I know I'm all about that too. This whole like forced merger, this forced neutrality. I was like, I get it for storytelling. I get it, but I let me pick a lane. I could be neutral. Let's just say that you start off neutral and then you're having to, like, you know, whatever, pick a lane again. But they force you to be neutral the whole time until a certain point, which is kind of weird.
The Imperials aren't going to save themselves.
Never do.
And then they're back at war. Exactly. Yeah, because I knew that was going to happen. And I mean, you know that's going to happen. All right, well, here we go. I don't know how long I'm going to stream because, I mean, I do have, oh, thank you for joining, Dakota. Appreciate that. I don't know how long I'll stream because my voice, you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But we'll go as long as we can. I usually try to save these weekends for Star Wars, of course.
Please use all products only as intended.
I don't need that.
Be well.
Do we have... Let me put on a buff. We need our XP buff, and we need our stem buff. Normally, off-stream, I do a lot of, like, heroics and stuff. But I haven't been doing that with this character. Oop. God. Oh, there's one over here. Didn't see him. Well, scrap this guy. Okay. I had a little probe droid as my follower, but it kept making a lot of noises and it kept confusing me. It's like, is that an enemy or is that my guy? It would be cool to have a cool race. Oh, that's true. I have said over and over, I really want to see the boss as a playable race because they're the only ones that are kind of like on both sides. They're light attuned, but they don't have to be light side. It's kind of like the Chiss. They're dark side attuned, but they're not necessarily always dark side. They're both knocking me around. That ain't fun. That's not good. Now, if you wonder why there's no music, YouTube constantly tries to demonetize the stream for music that's not an issue. It's just that this game used a lot of music from the episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars. And so it thinks I'm doing something like that. And I always fight it, and I always win, but I'd just rather have the music off. And then I'll insert music like from KOTOR that they'll let me use. So if you're wondering why there's no music, that's what's going on. Yeah, Spear Shield class maybe. Oh, that's neat. That's a good idea. I always liked them, but I never thought that they'd be usable as a playable class, but that kind of makes sense. Something like on the trooper side, you know? That would make sense. Where you're not really a light side user. I mean, a force user, but you're using force user of, you know, technology. That'd be kind of neat. I going this way? No. I think this is just... I think I will have to go this way. At some point. But yeah, I apologize there's no real music. Because I love the music in this game. But the problem is YouTube just gets it wrong every time. Let's backtrack a little bit because we're supposed to find 30 enemies. We don't have to. It's just for the bonus. But okay, never mind. What I love about being an Inquisitor is you can put on dash and just run through here a little bit faster. But oh well, it's fine. Tis fine. Exactly. Tis fine. There we go.
You
Mongoose.
stupid jellyfish.
How you doing, Mongoose? Good to see ya. Come on in on a Sunday. Doing some Star Wars The Old Republic. I need to also go on the Gamers Advocate channel at some point and finish my Mass Effect Insanity playthrough. I'm like 3/4 of the way in Mass Effect 3. I need to finish it. You know? It's fine. I thought you were saying tis fine. I was like, tis fine. Yes, tis fine. But it's fine too. Yes. No, you're good. No need to correct yourself. I thought it was perfectly legitimate saying tis fine. Tis fine. Come here. Come here, you. Oh, one thing I like about what Crimson Desert's doing is that sometimes when you're in an area, and there could be like 100 enemies, but your job is to eradicate them down to 0%. And this is kind of hard to describe, but maybe there's 150 enemies, but you need to get a certain percentage down. And so it defines the percentage. And so once you get it to 0%, then the rest of them run off. And so that would be kind of cool in a game like this, where like they say, hey, look, you have to do 30 enemies, but they give you 60, and then the other ones just clear off so that you can finish the mission. That would be neat, I think. This game is more like there's 30 enemies total here just to get rid of them all. Do it. Happy Easter. Do it. Yeah. I need to get in there and do it. I haven't forgotten how to play Mass Effect. I just forget where I'm at in the story. But I'm pretty much like I'm 3/4 of the way through. We just need to finish it. Thank goodness Mass Effect 3 is more direct in its storytelling than either of the other two. Mass Effect 1 is pretty good, but even then you have to kind of know where you're going to go to make sure you don't miss certain things, you know? Like if you know you're going to do Tally's quest, you know, when do you start that? Where do you go? What planets do you go to? She just says...
You must be the bounty hunter Captain Evelyn contacted.
Hold on. I need to kill 3 more enemies. Or... Hold up. You going to deprive me of my bonus? I mean, I killed everything here. Oh, I hate that. Okay. Anyway.
You must be the bounty hunter Captain Evelyn contacted.
From Europe?
Thanks for the rescue.
I wish PvP seasons were longer.
The fight was as good as done.
I mean, I kind of wish I'm not a seasons person at all. Like I tried to understand it. Like Diablo has its seasons, and I tried to do that a little bit. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why am I learning a whole new set of skills and this and that, and just to it be irrelevant a little bit later, you know? It's just, I don't know, but you're right. That's why also, if they were longer, then they would make more sense. Like make it 6 months, you know? I don't know. Just me. But I do like the fact that you can get specialty things from seasons, and that's really what the payoff is. But if you're going to make me learn a whole new set of mechanics just for it to be, you know, irrelevant later, then I don't know. It definitely keeps people coming back to a game. It's like, oh, okay, well, I played this game a certain way, and now I have to play as a rogue now, or I have to play as a necromancer. I'm speaking of Diablo. And you have these builds that are, you know, optimized, the meta builds. And that changes how you play the game every season now. It's just a me thing. I'd rather just play the game like as it is. It's fine enough for me. But you've seen just reward track like Galactic Season? Yeah, and you'll notice that I have almost 0 PvP rewards on my season here, but I've got a decent amount on the Galactic Season though. But that's just from logging in and doing these things.
I've restored control to the bridge.
We need a few minutes to override the lockdown, but we're finished if we have to hold off another attack. Will you assist in defending the bridge?
Anyone stepping through that door gets blasted back out.
Get those lower decks unsealed, ASAP.
Yep. There's my 30 that I was trying to do. So reinforcements coming.
My lord, it's a relief to see you unscathed.
Where is Captain Evelyn?
The captain's dead, sir, my lord.
And yet you avoided his fate.
Yes, I mean, no. We were
Well, I'm not sleeping tonight.
I have you to thank for a ship.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Have this ship operational by the time we are finished. I am mobilizing my entire division to Corellia. The rebellion will be crushed. Corellia will fall, but military victory will not be enough. I do not want the Republic merely defeated. They must submit.
A win's a win.
We will not make martyrs. The people will see their heroes broken and the Republic fail them. There is a massive resistance supporting the Republic's defense of Corellia. You will secure the rebel leaders. I will make them kneel. When the rebellion bows before Corellia's rightful leaders, our trap will be set.
What happens once this trap is sprung?
A compact will be signed publicly. Corellia's governor will demand that the Supreme Chancellor ratify the treaty and withdraw Republic forces. The Supreme Chancellor will have to acknowledge that the Corellians have chosen Imperial rule, but not before Jun Seros convinces him that his Jedi can turn the tide.
Seros shows his face, I blow it off. When do we start?
Immediately. I have sent my forces ahead, under command of General Crow. Meet with him and proceed according to plan. When the Tyrant is hyperspace capable, I will join you.
Trouble?
Remember how Cordan thought things would be heating up? Listen.
I've got a mission. Thought you might want in on it. Clan Ordo's been hired to kill a senator who's hiding out under major Jedi protection. It'll be a serious engagement. He's gone to ground in a heavily fortified area. Worth a lot of credits, too. If you're interested, meet us at the Bayless Estate on Alderaan. Cordan out.
Jedi hunt. They're in for a fight.
They're my brothers. I need to be there.
I'll back you up.
Your sights are set on bigger game. I got this one.
Still alive.
Seems that way. Weren't all so lucky.
Did Corridan make it through?
Took a lightsaber strike. Glanced off his big head. Didn't care to find out firsthand. Never let them get close.
How'd you manage that?
Kept the fire on the Senator. Didn't leave him any choice. Can't count on a good distraction every time I cross a Jedi. Better find some Beskar if I'm making a habit of it.
What did Mako have to say? This sounds dangerous, Blizz.
Blizz is great. I love using Blizz, but I'm not using Blizz on this particular run through because again, I'm not reading all the alien script this time. So I mean that's all he does since he doesn't speak basic.
So I see.
Unu bongo wa uni kupa tontikak makitugi. Shisakawa kyota bubanda baki wanki.
Surface of the book, yeah, you get him as a companion, yeah. Yeah, but I love Blizz. I mean, I use him on a lot of my other characters because when you do the Eternal Throne, I'm not trying to spoil nothing, but you do have access to companions that weren't your original companions, and I just like having Blizz around. It's just for immersion purposes. I really think he works both as a DPS and a healer. Plus, in my mind, like he's making stuff while we're doing stuff.
People should think twice about pushing you around now, right?
Kavatuka amishka. Kabanu tasma watila.
Hadn't noticed how much that time in the cooler cramped my style. Got me rusty.
You're keeping up.
Can still take half the chumps you deal with one hand. Ain't my point. I'm just saying, all this running around busting heads is whetting my appetite, and I'm itching to do some real damage. Never did get my hands on that stinking hut that tried to have me bumped off. Been thinking, I'm overdue.
And in case you guys didn't know, when this game first came out, the companions were locked in a class type. So Mako was your healer, and she was always a healer, I think. And Torian was a tank, and the Devorian was a DPS. And now you can interchange those roles if you want them to. Like whoever you have, like he could be your healer, but he was a tank. And I always kind of liked it because it's like you had to be real selective about who you brought with you based on your playstyle. But people like bounty hunters, I mean, bounty hunters can't heal, but you would have more people signing up for the healer type because it gave you options. You could attack DPS and you could heal yourself, and then you could bring in either a tank or a DPS person, but you would always bring Mako if you did anything but attack. So that's why she's a very common companion for the bounty hunter, but now you can interswitch them however. So
what do you expect from me?
I say I was looking for help. All you need to know is, once I find the dirty backstabber, I'm paying
how's my day going? Oh, thanks, Mongoose. I noticed that you asked that a while back, but I guess it matched some of my bot stuff that's scrolling. Thanks for asking. I mean, I still got my cough, so I'm still fighting that a little bit, but thanks for asking, Mongoose. How's your day going? I don't know how long we'll be streaming today. I mean, I've been going about 2 hours. I'll try to make it to 3. And I wanted to at the very least get to Corellia, which we're there now. So we're farther along than I thought we were going to get at this point. Oh, Mako does have more to say.
Feel like watching my back through another scary holocall? I survived the last one, but this might just get me. Remember that data pad we got from Carteria about 1 million years ago? I cracked it. I got a holo frequency from Isaac, Mr. Project 32 himself. I can't do this without you.
Your brain's mush. You may repeat some questions. Go ahead, Mongoose said. Don't affect me at all. And repeat all you need to, because that's me constantly.
That's what I'm here for. Stopping angry looks from strangers.
Perfect. Just sort of stand there and look imposing. Pretty much like you always do.
What's this?
Okay, before we get started, let's set something straight. My name is Mako. M-A-K-O. Got it? Call me Coral, and so help me, I will find a way to punch you through the holonet.
Mako? Well, that's a name I never thought I'd hear again.
You're the first person who didn't insist she was Coral.
I can imagine. Mako's been presumed dead for 20 years. No one was expecting her to turn up now. Unfortunately for both of us, I don't have much time for conversation at the moment.
Appreciate that, Mako Tsunami. Yu-Gi-Oh reference. But this is also why, remember that Bioware made all this, and they made all this at the time Mako was around. So sometimes people will refer in Mass Effect 1, the Mako. Call it whatever you want. Nobody's going to judge you. But I call it the Mako. Because I've always called Mako Sharks Mako. I always originally called the Mako in Mass Effect the Mako. And I do believe that they referred to it as Mako in Mass Effect 1. And then later on in Mass Effect 2, when you're trying to do that stupid, what's the name of that? The one that they give you, but I want to call it, it's not the hummingbird, whatever. It's horrible. It's a piece of crap. But it's Mako. But like I said, sometimes you'll hear in Mass Effect 1 refer to it as the Mako, but it's the Mako. The hammerhead. Yeah, the hammerhead. Because then you ask, like, how is this an upgrade over? Oh, this one it does so much better. This and that, blah, blah, blah. It's whatever.
I think it might be in your best interest to talk sooner rather than later.
Normally, I'd agree with you on that. My team has pinpointed Coral's location. Finding her is my priority. Mako, a word of warning. This isn't the life you want. Whatever happens, stay away from Coral.
Why? What do you want with her? What did she do?
She's killed most of the people involved in Project 32. I can only assume she'll try to kill you too. She's gotten almost everyone else.
She wanted you to fight those girls on Dromund Kaas, Mako. Got what she wanted no matter who won.
That low-down, motherless rancor. I mean, I knew it was fishy, and I walked right into it. I'm such an idiot.
Mako, I'll contact you after my team's taken Coral into custody. We have a lot to talk about. Isaac, out.
I'm intercepting all his outgoing transmissions. Looks like, yes, I have the coordinates he's sending out.
Gotta be where she's hiding.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I've downloaded the coordinates to the nav computer. Let's go pay my sister a friendly visit.
So maybe we'll go do that real quick before we go to Corellia. Okay. So some channel lore. When I eat, sometimes I just start sneezing. So I may mute myself for a while because I may start sneezing quite a bit here. It's a weird thing that I have. Quite some Pandemonium, who friend of the channel, he actually diagnosed me, and I am in the medical field, and I never heard of what I have, but he has heard of it, and he told me what it was, and I looked it up. I'm like, you are 100% right. That's exactly my issue. Let me put away some of this gift stuff, since nobody wants it. But yeah, so I might mute myself while I'm sneezing. So you're all good? All right, I appreciate it, Mongus.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Speaking of Star Wars games, I mean, that music's from Star Wars Outlaws, and the really cool thing about Star Wars Outlaws is there is a lot more diversity in that game than you would expect. It's just that when it first came out, it was stealth only. A lot of people don't like doing stealth. They just don't. So it was a gameplay that didn't really match a lot of the other things. It was often criticized as being this game that was too much cookie cutter with Ubisoft, and I totally get it. Totally get it. But it was consistent with its lore stuff. So it's like the way they kind of built where each world you go to. If Starfield had done something like that and let you experience the open world with the planet that was in, I think it would have been far more successful, because Outlaws isn't a great game, but it is great at trying to tell a story. Some of the environments I was doing in Outlaws where you're kind of like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, climbing through a crashed Empire cruiser, Star Cruiser. I can't speak anymore. I got too much of a cough. My lungs are killing me. Was just so epic, because you would climb up and you climb over, and then you find some loot in this little area, then you climb up and over, and it was great. So it wasn't stealth the whole way through. And then when they finally got rid of the stealth option, or the stealth, it made the stealth more of an option, it opened up. But it should have always been that type of game. But I really think Kay and her stuff wasn't superbly done as a story. But I think I know what they were going for. They wanted like this rogue outlaw person who doesn't have force powers living in the Star Wars world. And I thought it was really good at doing the immersion portion of that. Just the story wasn't compelling. But there were a lot of parts of the story that were really good. So I don't think it was a failed game like it was presented. I think if people went back and tried to play it, I think they would see that it was doing a lot of things right. The problem is that it's just locked behind so many stupid Ubisoft things. But like, you would go to a bar and the bar was just so well created. Like, I was making notes, I was taking screenshots because I wanted to make some of those images like in Planet Coaster or something. Wasn't it marketed stealth game? Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it was a stealth game when it came out. But it like, it's one of those that I almost want to play on stream just to show you guys. And it is a Star Wars game, so why wouldn't I, right? But there were enough little little things that, like mechanics in it, that just blew my mind. And like, why do I need to get to third level this or that? Why don't you just make it a mechanic, like lock picking, for instance? Just make lock picking a thing. But they made it kind of like a rhythmic thing, which I didn't hate, but also didn't like. They were trying to be too creative with some of their stuff. It's like they're trying to reinvent the wheel of a wheel we already know. So just go with the flow, right? Just make it, you can make your puzzles more intricate, but the way you do them should be simple, you know? So Crimson Desert is a classic example of like how the mechanics aren't obvious, the puzzles aren't obvious, but people are figuring it out. When they're figuring it out, it's like really, oh, so there's a way of learning, right? So like, for instance, let's say you're learning a brand new subject and you learn whatever you got to learn for that day, right, at school or whatever, the class for that day. And then as you see the chapter for the next chapter, like as homework or something, well, they usually give you homework of stuff that you've talked about. But let's say you want to review the next chapter. Just read like the chapter name and what it's about. Like, I don't know, like if it's math, like functions and, you know, things like that. Close the book. Don't read anything in it. Try to think what they would be asking based on what you already know from chapter 1. Try to write down all the things you think it might be. You may be 100% wrong. That's not the point. You are trying to actively engage your brain into thinking, what could this possibly be? And then when you actually learn about it, you're filling those dots. And that's a synaptic connection that doesn't happen when you're just simply just sitting there trying to memorize equations. That doesn't happen. It doesn't stick. But if you are engaging your mind to guess what that thing might be, and then now you're filling in the dots of what it could be, that's actually a way of learning that is often not taught, but it is highly effective. Crimson Desert does that constantly. And I think Star Wars Outlaw attempts to try to do that. But the problem is they lock you behind baffling features of techniques to get to that point. It's like you're getting in my way of trying to just figure out this one thing, because I really just want to see this one part of the story. I'm trying to see this area, but you're making me learn something in between, and that was very frustrating. So I can't imagine somebody who's just trying to play the game not putting that much thought into it and saying, this game sucks, because I could see why they would say that.
Hey, sis. Long time no see, huh? Mako? What are you doing here? How did you find me? Met some of our sisters. It was real sweet. Heartwarming, you might say. How about that? I should have warned you.
Probably slipped your mind that you're a quadruplet, or whatever. Easy mistake.
It's a lot to take in. I didn't want to overwhelm you. Project 32 is trying to frame me, Mako. The others were in on it. Help me slice his computer. If I can erase my records, I can just disappear. Nobody else will get hurt. Please. I've got 2 words for you, Coral. Bantha dung. You used me. You wanted Isaac dead. You wanted the other girls dead. Quit pretending to be the victim.
Funny how that wasn't good enough.
Oh yeah, hilarious. I might bust a gut laughing about this later. Well, Coral, you have anything else you want to say before I watch Isaac cart your sorry behind out of here? So I set you up. So what? You don't matter. Neither do the others. None of you are even real people. I'm real. You think I wanted to be part of a set? Would you want that? I'm not like the rest of you. I'm unique. You're not even a person. Not just the pretty sidekick, Buster. It doesn't matter. Nothing you do matters. Even if I die here, you won't be real. You're just a cheap copy, Mako. She hammers a lot for someone who's just been totally beaten, doesn't she?
What do you want to do with her?
SIS can have her. She can rot for all I care.
Mako? Is that you? How did... Nah, that's a stupid question. We'll take Coral from here. I guess we should thank you. Are you alright?
I don't know what you guys are gonna do to her, but I have a hunch she deserves it. The stuff she said about being a copy, what do you think that was supposed to mean?
You letting her get to you?
I don't know. I feel pretty surreal right now.
We're moving out. Mako, we will have to talk later.
Let's get out of here, okay? I want to be as far away from this place as possible.
Okay, so yeah, as far as what I was going to also say, Mongoose, is that it was marketed as a stealth game because that's what it was. But let me tell you that didn't bother me as much because some of the stealth areas were super difficult. They were a bit janky. It's like they made a stealth game, but they didn't really know how to make a stealth game. You know, they would have these patrols going this way and that way, this way and that way, and another one going this way, and it was like you couldn't figure out the pattern because it was just there's so many. And now you can just like kill everybody, get it done. But I like stealth. You know, the first time I played Cyberpunk, I did it almost completely stealth. There's this mall area that's where the voodoo boys are at, and you're supposed to like take it out so that you can talk to figure out what's going on in that mall because it's bothering the voodoo boys. Something's going on there that they don't like. And I stealthed that entire mission 100%. Not a single one of them found me, and it was difficult, but I did it, and I just did it for me, and it made the game that was fairly easy hard. And so I don't mind stealth, but I like it as an option. You know, like it's not thief. If you're gonna call it thief. You know, that's a stealth game. The original, the OG. I'm really OG. I like you played for 2 years. Yeah. I mean, I like new games. I like old games. I mean, I've been playing on various PCs since the mid '80s. So, I mean, when people want to say, "Oh, this is an old style game," you gotta understand. Like, I was not big into like the whole 8-bit games like Stardew and stuff because it was like I played these before and we didn't like them back then. We only liked them because that's all we had. But we got better games and better graphics and better storytelling. So I didn't really get into things like Stardew and stuff till later because it's like I didn't get it. Like I thought we advanced past this. Like I wasn't understanding. It's kind of like when you go from like a real low tech to high tech, and then you're like, why are we doing low tech again? It didn't make sense to me. Yeah. I'm Shizo. Really OG, like I played for 2 years. Yeah. No. It's not like that. And it's definitely not calling out anybody at the same time. It's just that I do remember original games. I played Thief when it first came out, the first game. And it was difficult. And it was hard to play back then because not everybody had a graphics card that you could just immediately play it. Back then, it wasn't so much the graphics cards because they were called AGPs, accelerated graphics port. Yeah. And it was your processor that did all the work. And it was like that for a very long time. And it wasn't until we have our GPUs now that it took a lot of the weight off of the processors. But there's still a lot of math that happens. Like in this game, the PCs are the processors more responsible for. But yeah, I mean, I would Hoth. What are we going to Hoth for? Wait. Is there something? Do I have a companion mission or something? Why does it have Hoth? I don't know. We'll go there. 27. So it went through all the technology progress. Yeah. RTX 5070. Now it's kind of mind blowing. Yeah. Yeah. The nice thing about the 5000 series, they weren't great when they first came out, but I don't know how much of that was optimization from NVIDIA or lack of optimization from NVIDIA, or the games weren't really optimized for that type. But they have a lot of features that are on them that definitely make the game run better, not just because they're more powerful, but just the software in them is running it more effectively. See, I've got a 4070 Ti, and I love it. I love this little graphics card. But there's certain things I know that if I were to put it on the cinematic version, or not this game, but other games, it would struggle. But there's certain other things like frame generation that for this card on every single game except for Crimson Desert, every single game I've done frame generation, it's made it worse. Like it has turned into like a slog. For whatever reason, I tried it on Crimson Desert just to see, because I saw they did an update. They did this for NVIDIA, this or that, and I said, let me give it a shot. And now it flies. That game just flies for some reason. And I've never had a game that did that for an NVIDIA card. Yeah. Michael used to patch games on CD for me, which because I had no internet back then when I was 5. Yeah, that was the day. Used to have to put it onto a flash drive and then load that up and unzip it and then load that into your thing. You didn't always have but it would do the auto install for you at that point, but it just wouldn't let you patch normally. Games like KOTOR did, but then when they stopped supporting it, then good luck. You couldn't just do it on your own. If you were to load KOTOR right now, you'd still have to patch it, but it would be independent, and Steam doesn't do it for you. So RTX 2064, hello long game. An AMD Ryzen 9 16 core processor, 5070 32 gig. It's mind blowing. Yeah. And like I said, there's some people that are two sides of that camp. It's like, yeah, it's don't like getting into PCs because then it's outdated as soon as, I mean, they last longer than you think. I mean, games they're not like there for a while. Like when Thief came out, and even Doom and Unreal Tournament and all those things, not everybody could play those games. That's just fact. I mean, not very many people had the specs for a computer to be able to do that. And it wasn't until games like World of Warcraft came out that people wanted to upgrade their rigs so they could play those things. It wasn't just their internet that they were upgrading, but they were upgrading everything because they wanted to play those games. So I can't credit Warcraft for doing that. Yeah, I don't need to upgrade anytime anymore. Probably not anytime soon, that's for sure. 2060 was showing age, though, when they would play Monster Hunter. That's why I bought this. Yeah, Monster Hunter is definitely one of those that pushes the envelope of what you can and can't do. I like playing Monster Hunter Wilds. That one was fun, but I couldn't get over a lack of a lock-on. Even though I know it's like, hey, look, if you just focus on the legs or focus on the head or whatever, but he's moving. He's moving quite a bit. So what am I supposed to do? So I just couldn't get over a lack of a lock on. So we're here in Corellia. I'm going to try to find the cantina, because either that or I'll have to go to my ship, because I may call the stream here pretty soon. Because I just wanted to get to Corellia, because this is almost a stream by itself. Well, it depends, but this will be pretty much it. And then we could do Ilum, but I'm probably going to do Ilum on offline, and that's just so that I can finish to do the Hutt cartel on this character in the future. Let's get in there. actually. Yeah, that's fine. Is there a thing here? Yeah. We go through here so I can get my quick travel. Also got all the crowns and achievements. Play the hell out of it. I'm just waiting for the expansion now. Are we talking about like just regular Monster Hunter, or like World or Wilds? Because I had a lot of fun with Monster Hunter World or Wilds. The one with storytelling. I think it's Wilds. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah. I did enjoy that. I like the bosses. I really, there wasn't much story. You didn't play it for the story, but what story was there was great. And the character creation was phenomenal. That was amazing because you got to see your character in so many cinematics and it was worth it. It's way more enjoyable. Yeah, Wilds had a lock on for focus mode. Oh, it does. Well, I have it. I'm going to have to try it then. Yeah, I'll have to try it because I was, for a person who hadn't played Monster Hunter before, I was really like,
friendly.
I need a lock on. Everybody was telling me like, no, this is how this game is. Like,
let's get on with this bounty hunter. I've troops to deploy. Darth Tormund demands that I dispatch you to capture Chairman Harlan Fane of the Corellian Corporate Council.
Is some kind of governing body?
The Council is the political face of the business sector, representing every major corporation operating in the Corellian system. Fane and the other representatives have locked themselves up in their council tower in defiance of Imperial rule. His exact location isn't known, but it is likely that he and the other senior representatives are holed up in the tower's upper executive offices.
And typical me, I just wanted to get to a point where I could start fishing. And then once I had gotten my gear good and everything else, because I didn't want to be bothered with like the wildlife just taking me out, right? I just wanted to explore so I can go do some fishing. And sure enough, like I found so many places I could fish and that was really enjoyable. I really like that part of it. It's more of just for the food mechanic, and there is some story lore with that, but not much. But I really enjoyed it. You could go to like these little like crystal caves and stuff and get these rare fish. It was nice. They did fishing right in that game.
Get me a shuttle and I'll take things from the top.
The anti-aircraft coverage over in Corporation Island would atomize you immediately. Ground assault is the only option. Resistance will be heavy, but the Council Tower has several structural weaknesses we can exploit. The only thing stopping you from accessing the tower through the main lobby is sheer manpower.
We'll be able to play World now because the focus mode makes it much easier. Oh, okay. Gear in Monster Hunter World is so mid. No, that's not even funny. Once I made Gogamizus. Oh, okay. You roll his materials for active skills that synergize with Cerdian gear. And that's the other part. It's like I didn't understand any of the language or the abilities and things like that when I first played it, but I had fun playing it, you know. I did it all the way through, but then I just was waiting on updates and waiting, you know.
I'll expect a warm welcome.
You'll have their undivided attention. I hope you're prepared for it. The executive suites have a private lift that will bypass most of the intervening levels. It'll require an access key used by senior staff. Also, unless you'd like to be trapped inside a lift shaft, you'll need to attack the tower's security center and disable their lift override controls.
If there's nothing else, General, I'd like to get started.
Once those objectives have been completed, you should have a straight shot to the upper levels. And remember, you're to deliver Chairman Fane alive and intact. Dismissed.
Dismissed. All right. He's still very skill-based action. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a Monster Hunter Wilds is not easy. You can beat a boss even with okay gear if you play good. And I did like a lot of the aspects of it being on a server where you could run into other players that were doing the same thing as you, and you felt like you weren't soloing it. But also, if you were with a group, you felt like you were doing your part. I really enjoyed it. There's not really cantinas in this place. I want to see what this one does, because there's a shuttle here, like right here. I want to see where this takes you, if anywhere. Corellia is very different. It's kind of like Belsavis with the transport system, but you do have shuttles as well.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
See, like this one goes here, 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 which is not anywhere where this one's going, and I want to go here. So
have a safe and pleasant stay.
Let's at least just go to the other where they want me to go, and then I may just shuttle back to the ship, because we may call it right here, just so I can save my voice. I still have to work during the week. Oop, 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 wrong way. I'm already going the wrong way. Corellia is big, and it's very hard to understand sometimes, because instead of it being, there is some verticality going up, but there's also some substations going down, so you can't always know where you're at. And here and there, every once in a while, you'll have a hidden it's not a hidden wall, well, I guess it is, but there'll be like a cargo hold or something, and you're supposed to go right through it, and it's like a hidden area. There's not very many, there's like one or two, but it's where you find like the Datacron and I think a quest giver or something. I forget. I left more sweat on Monster than I should. I was pretty hardcore about it. I hate this planet. I think it's okay. I think for me, from a lore standpoint, I really like it, but I really wish you could come here. So this is what I think they should have done, and this is easy to say in hindsight. And you should have come to Corellia once or twice, especially if you're a Republic, early on, without all this, like a different scene, like a different location entirely. And then you come back here and you see all this. That way you kind of get a sense of like, oh, yeah, they kind of messed this place up. But this is Han Solo's birthplace, Corellia. There's a lot of stuff in the Star Wars universe that's based on Corellia, and so at least we get to come here, because you never see it in any movies. You never go to Corellia. Well, wait a minute, do you go in Solo? I have to watch it again. I don't remember. Yep. I also got this mount. I bought when it was discounted. Dies are cheap. White crystals too, 9%. Oh, really? So, white crystal lore. When this game first came out, there were only green, yellow, blue, red, and occasionally you'd find like a magenta or purple. But they were locked behind operations where you would drop a schematic, or not the magenta. There was a schematic to make a magenta one, but an artificer had to go to Tatooine, had to go to Hoth, had to get a rare gem that only dropped here and there just off of high-level mobs. And then when you got those things, or no, you would also get it with getting the crystals that you mined off of high-level areas. You could combine it and then make a special crystal with it. It was rare to get crystals, but the white crystal was always a myth. And I believed that I had heard that you could get that crystal off of a boss off of Balmore, but you couldn't. It was just a myth. And so when my main character finally could get a white crystal, I snatched it as soon as I possibly could. I don't know how I got it, but I got it. I think it was a pack that I bought. They gave me one. So how I was I was thrilled that I had one. See, I'm losing my voice. I apologize, guys. Oh, come on.
I'm not scared of you.
I'm not killing 35 of these guys. But I will do this quest right here to at least get this going. Check out our sales right now. Unlimited black dyes are up. Yeah, the black on black. I think I have this on my artificer though. Yeah, and I will say that when you buy the cartel packs, they don't give you nearly as good items as they used to. They used to give you some amazing items just because you bought it. But if you had like 4 or 5 packs, chances are you're going to get at least 2 or 3 like gold or platinum, whatever they call them. Now, yeah. Metallic silver. See, I've never found a dye that I like on this character, though. At least with this set, you know? They have the Juhani set. Oh, and it's not this one. They have the SWTOR. The Jedi Knight Revan. This one, this holographic one, I'm in love with. I have not bought this one, but I love this because I have this gun is a Starforged, and I'll let you guys know, I don't think you can get Starforged anymore, but anytime you get a Starforged weapon, outfit, or whatever, it is almost always epic. Like that, right? What the gun that she has right now with that little spinning thing in the middle, it's a Starforged gun. But this is with the holograph. I think this looks really, really cool. But I have a lot of Starforged legacy things, and I just think they're so good. And that's a remnant from KOTOR. Okay, so we got to kill a bunch of guys. I thought we were just gonna have to meet somebody to do something, to get a plan or something. Well, it's gonna be quite a few guys we have to take out, apparently. These guys are like locked behind other doors and panels and stuff. I always have to look to see if there's anybody hiding back there. There we go. Let's see. Sorry about that. 85% off. Limited black dies are up now. 85% off white crystal. You use the holographic always? Really? So yeah, I like it. It's a nice one. It's the best one. I'm a bounty hunter, but I played mercenary. I have solid gear on him, but level 80. I have all the dark side characters maxed. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't have all my dark side characters maxed because I have a bounty hunter, but I think she's only like 74, 75. I want to say she's still on Rishi, which is a good place for a bounty hunter. So I never really left Rishi. Okay, so I gotta go over here. It would be wild if this is like the only thing I do in Corellia. I don't remember this at all, but because every other player I remember being on Corellia, it was like I had to go all over the place. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make me go all over, but it'd be wild if this is the only thing they make me do. Which is a really cool place. You can tell them Lion's Pain. Like I said, it's long on every class I've ever done. I just don't remember Bounty Hunter at all. But at least we're not going to Section X, you know? If we were going to Section X, that'd be... But that's where we pick up HK, if we wanted to. Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to, we could go to Section X, but I'm not gonna. I don't really like the hybrid style.
Wait, sir, they're dangerous.
Guys, I'd let your boss do the talking. Trust me.
I see they're obviously not Imperial soldiers. This is clearly a question of money, not loyalty. Am I right?
Not loyalty. Principle. I always fulfill my contracts.
Well, that helps your image. I understand, but competition is basic business. If your employer isn't concerned about keeping you, you'll always get lowballed. The private sector always needs good talent, and we'll pay you what you're worth. Why collect one paltry bounty when I can pay you a fortune in regular wages?
I'm more the cash-in-hand type.
No head for numbers.
You can still come quietly.
You can't appreciate the opportunity you're throwing away. Show her the door.
Trouble on the way.
We can work this out. The Empire can have Corellia. I'll slip off world and retire somewhere in the colonies.
Should have thought of that earlier. Let's go, Chairman.
I can't stop you. I'll go quietly.
You've obtained Chairman Fane. Good. We proceed on schedule. General, see to the bounty hunter's reward.
Yes, my lord.
Our next objective is to bring Corellia's beasts to heel. You will be the one to break them.
Muted, sorry. I was just reading your stuff about the commando and power tech move. I've always said that bounty hunter is just kind of really versatile, especially if you have like a bounty hunter healer. The healer is survivable. So if you're like in operations, but especially like flashpoints, you can't mitigate how valuable a survival healer is, because they may not be the best healer, but they're actually pretty good. Agent is sneaky great. I think still Sork and the Jedi equivalent, what is it, the Sage, are probably the best, but they are squishy, so there's a give and take there. But the bounty hunter healers are actually underrated. You don't like the gunnery commando? I don't. This is probably the Perry's already requested that I do soldier next, so we'll do that. And I don't know what class we'll do, but we can look into it for sure. I didn't hear anything said. I was like, yeah, I was muted. I think I had to cough and I didn't unmute myself.
How do you plan for me to do that?
The Corellians cohabit with a number of species. The most numerous and organized are the Selonians. The Republic needs to see the Selonians accede to the Empire. A representative must be acquired.
Never seen a Selonian. What am I looking for?
Man-sized vermin with enough intelligence to fear us. They support the rebellion from Coronet City's interstitial maintenance corridors. One particularly tenacious animal leads packs of raiders to undermine our front lines. It will make as good an example as any. General Trow will brief you on the battle plan. When you have the creature, bring it to me in Axial Park.
I smoke. I wouldn't say I really smoke. I smoke cigars, but I haven't had a cigar in months. But no, my issue is the second time I had COVID. Ever since then, if I get sick, I lose my voice sometimes. I start coughing for weeks and I can't get rid of it. So if I get sick at all, I get just an inflamed chest, and it just stays with me for like 3, 4, 5 weeks. I quit a long time ago. But all right, you got to watch some hockey. Okay, Mongoose, I'm about to end here. I thought I was going to end here in a minute, but I've quit long ago. But I switched to nicotine patches, which is even stronger. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. And Omicron, COVID. It was all for 14 days. I like I said, I've had COVID 3 times, but the second time really did me in. I mean, it was looking bad there for a while.
You'll have your Selonians soon.
Trying to locate the Solonian raiders in the guts of Coronet City would be almost futile. Instead, you'll target an invaluable Solonian resource and force these raiders to defend it.
I was getting tired of chasing all my targets down anyway.
Follow the plan exactly, and they'll have nowhere to run. Solonians rely on a small breeding
Hey Perry, how you
caste
doing?
to reproduce. With their future at stake, the Solonians will have no choice but to act.
I'm in
Raid
stream.
the Solonian warrens under Labor Valley, take your hostages, and hold them at these coordinates.
That really sucks. Yeah, some dude I remember vaccinated 4 times, still got it. I mean, it happens. I mean, but who knows how bad it would have been if he didn't get vaccinated. That's the other side of it, you know? But no, the second time I got COVID, it was bad. Like, I was thinking that was going to be it. But ever since then, it takes forever for my lungs to heal. And it doesn't help that I constantly cough, so it just keeps irritating it. But like I said, I made a commitment to stream when I can. And I try to save these weekends for Star Wars. I've been, like I said, I'll do stuff in between. But I still need to make content for my regular channel too. So, yeah. Glad you're fine. No, I'm fine. It's just, I can't get over this cough sometimes. It just takes a while. Like last night, I was doing really good until I just lost my voice completely. So I did a stream last night of Star Wars, but I was mostly voice free. I had to like spare. It was mostly a cinematic approach. Let me put it that way.
What's so special about this section of tunnels?
It's a dead end. They'll believe they have you cornered right up to the moment you cut off their only route of escape. These shock collars will keep the alien filth in line while you lead them to the ambush coordinates.
Can I put one
when
on
your
Mako?
objective is complete, report directly to Darth Torman in Axial Park. Just follow the sound of destruction.
He's still in the hospital, but I mean, like I said, Perry, make sure you focus on your healing, you know? Just do what you got to do for that. You know, don't rush anything. Most of my streams, if I'm going to stream, it's going to be late at night. And if you're looking for like hidden doors on Corellia, they're usually behind one of these things. Like it'll look like this, but you go through it. And I don't remember where they're at, but they're probably deeper in Corellia. I just don't remember where. Oh, look. See, I should have taken that tram over here, so at least I would have already had the quick travel. I think I'm going to go there just for the quick travel, and then we'll call stream. But yeah. Oops. There we go. Juggling a bunch of different things. But yeah, appreciate you being around, Mongoose. Enjoy your hockey.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
I just want the quick travel here. Forklift and factory stuff. Are you just resting every day? Cause I kind of have to work hard. Yeah. Lots of caffeine and nicotine abuse. Yeah. I'll play a lot only on weekends. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'm more of in an office setting, so that's fine. But it's over the years, it's gotten more and more stressful. But I did apply for a different position, and I may not even end up taking it if I get it. But it would be a promotion. But it would be something I think I would like to do. It's just not immediately available in my region, and it may be something I have to go to a different region to accept. But it could be anywhere from Washington State to Washington, D.C. The problem is they may not have anything like where I'm at. But we'll see. I want this quick travel spot. Used to, you had to go up to it and actually click it for it to work. But now you just have to be in the area. So that's good. But I still wish that they would just kind of grandfather over any that you found on any other character. So let's get rid of all this. These are all gifts. Okay.
Come again?
See if Mako likes any of these. If she likes that, but and moderate.
Hey, thanks.
Small. If it's not moderate or higher, I tried not to give it to him. Give it to somebody else. Okay. So we'll probably call it here, and I'll do the rest soon. I don't know when. Probably at the earliest next week, at the latest by next weekend, but we may do a weekday stream. I don't really know. Good luck then, Legion. Yeah, can't tell if you're a 50 or 60. I'm not even there. I'm like 47. Yeah, 47. I don't think I will get there. Buy more backpacks, basically. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's see, how much would it cost to expand? 50,000. I have 115,000. I think we'll be okay. I can just put these away, and this is just like materials. Like, I should have put this in my locker when I was doing all this, but I didn't think about it. Oh well. But yeah, I'll check you guys later. I appreciate you coming by. If you've been lurking, lurkers make the stream work. And yeah, we'll see you soon. And I appreciate everybody stopping by, chatting, talking your lore, talking just games, whatever. Just a nice respite from the real world. Y'all be careful. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.